Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I hope my voice is audible. And welcome to this session. Thank you so much for joining. This basically is a short kind of a live session I'm doing on how we can be mindful while driving, right? What we need to do to break out all our patterns of various patterns that we have of anxiety, overthinking, confusion, sadness, frustration. The more we are conscious, the the more we are aware and be a witness of what is going on inside me right now, what I'm doing, or what I'm thinking, or what I'm feeling, the easier it is to break those patterns. So what is why it is very, very important that we bring mindfulness, we bring being conscious to our daily life in all our daily activities, right? So mindfulness is just not only kind of a spiritual practice, is not just meditating on a mat. It is basically in all the activities we do in our day. We need to bring small aspects of awareness in what we do, right? So basically in this kind of a in this live session, I'll be taking up some quick, some 9 tips that I have, that if when you drive, how you can be mindful. See, when we drive, what happens is that it is like our mind is rushing, right? When we drive, uh, it's that habit energy of our mind which makes us rush from point A to point B. We are just rushing. It's our mind energy, the habit energy in us. So what we need to do is that we need to be more aware of these energies that are making us rush from point A to point B, right? So what we are now doing is that we are reversing that whole tendency of of just giving in, letting the mind take over us and driving. See, all these road rage and all these instances, why they happen is that because the mind has taken over the person, right? His mind, his the habit energy, the rushing energy, the anger, and all these things take over that person. So here we will be learning how to consciously drive, bring our consciousness, bring our awareness to our driving. So coming to the tips, like number one tip is that if you want to be mindful while driving, the first tip that I would want to share is that please leave for the destination a little early, right? So this is like the number one thing. So it's like I'm just sharing my experience. When I was when I was working in Mumbai, I had this this great thing that I had done was to not leave half an hour early. When you leave half an hour early, what happens is that you get that much more time to in your commute. You reach office also a bit early, and it's very spaced out, right? So if you wait till the last moment to leave for work or whichever destination you want to go, it will be difficult for you to practice mindfulness, because at the back of the mind, somewhere that you cannot delay it any further. So that habit energy, the push of habit energy will rise in you. So first and foremost, my request will be to plan your travel. I will just add this here. Plan your travel, like plan in advance how much time it takes, and leave for the destination a little early. That is one thing. Second, very, very important thing that I hope my screen is visible, right? I hope it is visible. Okay. Second, what I would want to share is, I will just increase it. Second, what I would want to share is that drive slower, right? Drive slower, right? This is very, very, very important, right? See, what we basically do, the mistake that we make is that we the speed at which we drive, till now it has been regulated by our mind. Our mind has detected how, at what speed we need to drive. The faster you drive, the more difficult it will be to be mindful. And just on a practical note, I want to share, lesser the speed that you will drive, the more you will be able to enjoy your drive, right? Do you agree with me or not? You can just type agree in the chat box, right? The lesser the speed at which you drive, the more you'll enjoy your driving, right? So the lesser your speed at which you drive, the lesser the speed at which you drive, the more easier will it be for you to practice mindfulness, right? So That's why one more reason to leave the destination a little early, because anyways what you'll do is that you'll kind of, it will take some kind of extra time, right? So just even 10-15 minutes early, just plan to leave early, drive slower, right? Consciously make it a habit to drive slower. Then notice your habit energies, right? Now this is the beauty of mindfulness. This is the beauty of mindfulness. Why I teach mindfulness and I practice mindfulness is that driving becomes your spiritual practice, right? This act of driving for half an hour becomes your spiritual practice. Now what you need to do is that you need to notice your habit energies of, what are the habit energies of rushing, right? Then I need to reach point from point A to point B quickly. That is the habit energy of us. Bypassing others, right? Overtaking others, all these habit energies we have. Yelling at others, we use the the swear words, right? If someone crosses our way, the first thing that comes is some swear word, right? So all these things we need notice in ourselves, all the emotions and all these habit energies that keep rising in us. We need to be more and more aware of how, what these energies, what our habitual energies. See, the more you are aware of these habit energies that are coming up in you, uh, the more you will be actually able to dissolve them, come out of these patterns. So that is what we have to do in all our daily activities, right? So that is the third thing. Fourth is be with yourself, right? Now this is called focused attention. So one of the core skills of mindfulness is, one is like focused attention, where basically you become very very focused in the work that you are doing. Another thing is open monitoring, which is like awareness of whatever is going on around you. So you can alternate. You can either be completely aware, and you can just be with yourself, feel your body as you're driving. So the weight of your body on the car seat or the vehicle seat, just be aware of your body. And so that is one you can do. Another thing is that you can just be aware of all the noises around you, all the the wind. If you walk in a bike or something, the wind, the noises, the traffic, you can just be aware of everything. So what we basically need to do is that when we drive, we become too occupied with the thoughts that are going on in us, right? And that is actually the prime reason for causing of accidents, right? That we just get lost in thought and we don't see the other vehicle that comes. So we take the decision to be consciously aware of all whatever is going on in me. So be slow, drive slow, be aware of whatever is going on outside you and also whatever is going on inside you, right? So this, make it your spiritual practice, right? Okay. Next, what we need to do is that, okay, great. This is wonderful. This is the gratitude, which is an essential component of mindfulness practice. Just feel grateful towards the roads, the trees, the sunshine, the air, everything, right? The more, see, it's all about when you feel grateful about anything, what happens is that we change our own quality of our own life, right? When we become grateful over anything, right? So and I just remember what Dr. Hewlin said. Dr. Hewlin, who's like the founder of Ho'oponopono, he said that the roads, everything is alive, right? The roads are alive, right? uh, so the roads, they are the most mistreated things. Lot of every day thousands of vehicles cross the road without being grateful to it, right? So what we need to do is that be grateful towards this road, which is taking the weight of all the vehicles. We can be grateful to the sunshine, we can be grateful to the trees, we can be grateful to the air, right? All these things, just take an opportunity to become grateful, right? And this again comes when you drive slow, and when you drive mindfully, right? So that is again what you can do. Next, now when we basically drive, uh, there is this traffic jam that happens, right? I think every city there is this problem of traffic jam and red light, right? So when you come across a red light or a traffic jam, Thai, who's the found name of Thich Nhat Hanh, who's this monk, he says that make your red light, the red light that comes, as your mindfulness bell, right? This is basically your bell, uh, which is basically a message to you to come back into the present, come back to your body, come back to yourself, right? So uh, so otherwise what happens is, if there is a traffic jam, or if there is some kind of a red light, or it's delay, what we there is the irritation in us, right? We start cursing the traffic and everything. Mentally we just start cursing, because so what basically we need to do here, that when there is a traffic jam and we have to wait, or there is a red light we have to wait, instead of cursing, or we have or blaming others, we can just bring our attention to the irritation. What is We can bring our attention back to your body. We can bring our attention to our belly, and the in and out movement of the belly as we breathe 3 times, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 times, as you wait on that signal. Bring your attention back to your belly. This is your meditation, right? So you are able to do your meditation while you are driving, right? So that you can do. I practice that. Just bring your attention to your belly, and the in and out movement. We make it as a spiritual practice, then give way to others, right? I treat this as a loving kindness practice. In So even when you are driving, you can be loving and kind to other people. Otherwise what happens is, our natural energy is that we want to bypass others. We want to have an advantage. We want to be quick, जो हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना, जैसे कट लेना है, right? So this is all our habit energy, right? Now here, what the switch that you can make is that, and see, all these things what I'm saying is, it actually goes against your mind, right? Against those established patterns of our mind, right? So mind will, initially when you do any kind of a mindfulness practice, the first thing, mind will rebel, because this is not the what the mind has been, till now work till now. Mind has been like a belagam ghoda, right? Just chale ja raha hai. Now we are like putting the reins on the horse, right? We are making the mind as a servant and not the master, right? So here what we do is that, instead of allowing ourselves to take advantage of others and cross the way, and we basically yield, right? We allow others to go. We basically stop, right? If the other person is in a hurry and he wants to cross, we allow them. This is where this is our loving kindness practice when we are driving, right? So that is a beautiful way we can practice loving kindness while we are driving. And what it will be doing is that it will help reduce the stress, right? Especially people who commute for like long durations in the morning and in the evening. If these simple practices, if you do, your ride will be more enjoyable. The stress will be much less. Y- this becomes your spiritual practice. So you are raising your awareness level, right? And now, in case of a difficult situation that arises in you, suppose you have a fight with someone, or there's some bad event, something happens. Immediately after what that event happens, bring your attention back to the sensations, right? Otherwise what happens is that we just get lost in the mind. Why did he do that, and this and that? Just bring ourselves, what is going on inside me, the flood of emotions that are going on inside me. The more you are able to bring your attention back in your mind, in your body, the more you'll be able to let go of these emotions. Like I think yesterday only I was discussing on this book, New Earth, right? A New Earth, that be in the mind, then the energy gets stored in our body. The negative energy gets stored in our body. Here what we have to do is that we have to, just by being a witness of what all these emotions and thoughts are, we are allowing them to be dissolved, rather than they being part of our body, right? So again, I will just quickly recap. These are the 9 points. Leave for the destination a little early. Plan your travel beforehand. Drive slowly. Right? Drive slowly. Make it a point to drive slowly. I assure you that your drive will be much better. You'll be much more joyous while driving. Notice your habit energies of rushing, bypassing others. Right? Be with yourself. Be with your body. Be in your body. Right? Be aware of all the noises around you. Just open monitoring or present moment awareness. Right? Then feel grateful towards the road, trees, sunshine, air. Feel just gratitude, right, of everything which is allowing you, the vehicle. Be grateful towards the vehicle also. The vehicle is, see, everything is alive, right? Everything is alive. Everything is alive, right? It's just that we have to be, you know, we have to be our senses need to be more subtle to allow us to understand that, right? Treat traffic jam, red light as your mindfulness bell. I have made a separate video on mindfulness bell, so you can watch that video if you are, if you are not clear on what is a mindfulness bell. I've made a separate video on my English YouTube channel where what is a mindfulness bell and how you can treat anything as a mindfulness bell. That I have made a video, so you can check that. Then give way to others. This is the practice of loving kindness uh, in your this thing. In case of difficult situations, feel the emotions rising in you, right? Notice the emotions that are rising in you, right? So these are some tips that I could think. If you have any other tips, do share in the comments box, the chat box. If you have any questions in this particular area, do please share in the chat box. um, I would be willing to know, happy to know where from you're joining, or you know what's your name and which city you are joining from. Any questions on mindfulness, or any questions on mindful driving, or any feedback, or any particular topics you want me to cover on mindfulness, right? If you have anything, you can share in the chat box. So was this session useful to you, this live session? Did you have any takeaways from this session? Okay, so thank you so much, and I look forward to you implementing these things in your daily life. The next time that you are driving, please do implement. And two things I want to say. One thing is that I have a mindfulness masterclass, three secrets on how to heal difficult patterns and emotions uh, in our life, and find peace through the practice of mindfulness. This is I've given that in the description, the link to that, so you can join that masterclass, where I'll be sharing the three secrets, where I'll be sharing my own personal story of how I have got over suffering, right? In between all the suffering in my life, I've found my ocean of my island of peace in the ocean of suffering, right? So how we can find that? So there is a 9 p.m. Friday, 9 p.m. IST, I do a masterclass, which is a 1 hour masterclass. So you can in the description below there is a link. You can register for that masterclass and join. Another thing I want to share is that I have a Facebook group, dedicated Facebook group on mindfulness. So if you're part of that group, then very good. I'm very happy to know that you're part of the group. If you're not part of that group, you can just join that group. The link is there in the description, right? You can join that group, and where I'll be sharing a lot of tips and insights, and I'll be also doing certain challenges, like I'll be doing some mindfulness challenge and things like that, right? So that we can all learn and more grow together in mindfulness, right? So that is it. Thank you so much. I'll be coming to again tomorrow, and we'll be discussing on some new topic, right? Thank you so much. Bye, take care. Bye.